Hey, what's going on? Well, it's about 1:45 in the morning now. It's election night, and like a lot of you, I've been watching TV and watching all the results. As you can see, I've got it on behind me here. Still watching the live coverage. So, in case you haven't heard by now, Obama was reelected earlier this evening, defeating Mitt Romney. And I, of course, been on Facebook, and we've talked about that. So I'm not really going to talk too much politics on videos, but for those of you who are friends of mine on Facebook know where I stand as far as this election goes. So I'm not going to go into that on this video. But what I will say is this. Okay, whether you're happy with the results of the election or whether you're not happy with the results of the election, but we're still dealing with the same thing. At this point, we have no control over what happens. Okay, you had control over it when you voted for whoever you voted for. You know, whether you went in there and colored in the oval, or maybe you voted by machine. However you voted, that was when you had a chance to make a difference. But now you don't have a choice on what happens, and it's out of your control. So I've been sitting here watching on Facebook and reading a lot of comments, and I admit I've been commenting myself on how I feel about everything. And the thing is that we got to keep in mind, like I said, we don't have any control over what happens from this point on. The only thing that we can hope is the people that have been elected tonight or re-elected will do a good job, and that's all we can do. That's all we can do at this point. We don't have any control over that. And what really, I started thinking about this for a second, okay? Why waste time and energy into things that we don't have control over? Because, well, think about it, okay? If you're unhappy with the election tonight, you got another election coming up in 2 years for the congressional seats, and then you've got another presidential election coming up in 4 years. So you're going to have another chance to make a difference. So if you're not happy with that, just look at it that way, okay? There are other elections. But since we don't have control over that, I started thinking about, why waste time sitting there going back and forth and talking about, things that we don't have control over. Let's worry about the things that we do have control over. And it started making me think about the DJ service, okay? That's something that I have control over, and that's something you have control over as well. You have control over your DJ service, and you have control over being the best DJ that you can be and finding out what you can do to make your DJ service the best that it can be. And that's where I think that us as a DJ community can all come together. Let's help each other out like we have been. Let's do more videos. Let's do more, in helping everybody into making their DJ services the best that they can be. And I'm going to be honest with you. My gigs have been down this year. I've had a pretty good year, but they haven't been as good as years past. Let me just put it to you that way, okay? The numbers have been down a little bit. And whenever that happens, here's what I normally do. I look at, like this year, for example, when the numbers really haven't been as good as they were, say last year. And then I look at last year and then I look and see if, what's changed. What have I done differently? Have I raised my prices? Have I, taken away services? What's the deal? And I really can't come up with a definitive conclusion on that one right now. But I can tell you this. Over the last couple of weeks, I decided to revamp my wedding package. And what I basically did is I just decided to make more than one package. And what I was doing before is I had one package, it was just one wedding package, and then the brides could upsell, or I could upsell rather the other products or services I should say, like uplighting or the gobo projector, or if they needed a second sound system for their ceremony, things of that nature. What I decided to do is I decided to divide my wedding package into different packages. So for example, my first package includes everything. It includes uplighting, it includes a gobo monogram projector, it also includes the a second sound system if they need for the ceremony, and all labor fees and everything else. And that's an expensive package. Then I've got a second package which takes away the second sound system, but it still includes uplighting and the gobo projector and things of that nature. And then I've got a very basic package that just doesn't include any uplighting, but it includes, of course, the Galaxian 3D, and you get some some lighting there on the dance floor, like when I have the Chave Rain park hands out there. Kind of like basically what I've been doing lately in my gig logs that you've been seeing. That would be my basic package. So anyway, that's something that I started doing about 2 weeks ago, and I've had some results from it. I've gotten some inquiries. Now another thing that I've done is I've also taken out a Facebook ad, and I target it to engaged couples in the state of Florida. So they'll see the ad there on their Facebook page. Whenever they sign on, they can click on it, and I've gotten a lot more likes on my Facebook page because of that. So I think that's helping out a lot too. And something else I've decided to do, and I haven't mentioned this on video, but I did mention it on Facebook, is I have decided to expand my business, the coverage area. And now we're going to start covering Jacksonville and the east coast of Florida, which I think is a major step. My family lives over in Jacksonville, so I thought, you know what, that'd be great. I mean, I wouldn't have to worry about charging the traveling fees or anything else if I can, get a gig over there and go over and go spend time with my family. Now, that's something I've been thinking about for a while, but I'm glad I decided to do that. So now brides can check out my Facebook page. I've got two of them. I've got one for SNDJ Entertainment in Pensacola and one for SNDJ Entertainment in Jacksonville. And I'm going to see how that works and see if I can get some gigs over there. Of course, Pensacola is still going to be the home territory, and this is where I'm going to be spending most of my money. But I'm just going to see, what I could do about getting some weddings over in the Jacksonville area. Now, last thing I want to talk about is an idea that I had back, probably about last February. I actually did a video on this, but it never really materialized, so I thought I'd bring it up again. But we'll do more talking about this later, and I'll do another video on it and explain more in detail. But I've been thinking about how we as a group, a DJ group, DJ family, how can we help each other out? And here's what I started thinking. Why not let's help each other market? And maybe start a community website. It's kind of similar to how Wedding Wire is, or maybe WeDJ.com, except it would just include us, the YouTube DJs. You know what I'm talking about? So what would happen is let's say a bride would find us on Google, would find our website on Google, and let's say that she lives in Washington State, for example, and she's getting married, and so what she would do is she would click on DJs in Washington State, and then maybe Lance Morris or Lee Mills' name would come up. May have a picture of them there, talk about what they do, give a little brief profile or whatever, and she can contact them about doing their wedding. And let's say maybe she wants to get married in Florida. She can click on Florida, my name will come up, and she'll see my picture and, get a little biography on what I do, and, click on my website, and there we go. Or whatever state, that the particular DJ lives in, we can start a community DJ website, and I think that might help us all out. And I actually talked to John C. Austin about that back in the spring, and he said that he knew of a guy who does web design and would be interested in doing that, but we just really haven't talked about it a whole lot because things have gotten kind of hectic. So I thought I would mention that again. But I'll do a more detailed video on that and talk about what my ideas are for that. But I do think that would help us all out because I think we could all use some business, and maybe that's a way, even though we're all in different states and everywhere else, that we can all help each other out and we can all come together on that. So anyway, that's my idea as far as that goes. So before I conclude this video, let me just mention one more thing about the presidential election. Like I said, if you're happy with the way things were tonight, well, congratulations. If you're not happy, you got more elections to come. And that's the way you got to look at it. Remember, you don't have any control over what happens from this point on. You had control over it when you voted. And let's just hope that the people that we elected will do a good job. And we'll see what happens. So, till next time, practice and enjoy.